Hello, welcome. This is a follow-up to my one that I did about my dad's tape recorder. This is going further in. It was suggested that it would be a good idea to see if it was possible to get it fixed. So this is what it looks like on the outside. Never seen it before. And there's the outside again a bit more. That was real leather. And here we go. This is what we actually found when we took the lid off. Now you know that because you've seen it already, but it's a little bit more detailed. So there's the controls, which are all labelled up, as you can see. And there's the heads, and there's a loop of metal, or wire. Now this is the capstan, and it's been sleeved, and I believe that comes off. But it was a long time ago that it was done, so I may not be right, but it does look like it should come off. I know there is a switch on the side to alter the speed, and that's the way it is. But looking at this, you can see there's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the outside edge of this, in each corner. So I'm going to try and take these off. I want to get into this, see how bad it is inside, see if there is any hope of actually being able to repair it, and get it working, if not a full restoration. However, I've got to take these screws out. This is from the late 50s, I believe, and if you look at this, it's a beautiful chrome screw, which is the original screws. They've got some sort of nickel or brass top, but the actual screw itself is lovely and shiny. So they knew how to do something right in the old days. You see there the dull top, but with the use of a nail or a screwdriver, we can get that out. And there's the other one. That one was already hanging out partly. So, just to recap, this machine hasn't seen light of day for at least 40 years. It's been stored in a shed and in basically an open barn. And the last time it was, I don't know if it was working when it was put into storage, because it wasn't mine, it was my dad's. And there's, it had a sort of it wasn't the most reliable machine in the world, but it was quite good quality, allegedly. Well, that's what I was told anyway. But then I was only very young. I last remember using it when I was about 5. So that's 60 years ago. It's one of those things. Now it's got these classic knobs on here, these sort of pointer knobs, which are fun, and you don't see them much nowadays, although I think they're still available. Let's just see if we can get this screw out. You see, it has, some of it is remarkably corroded, and some of it is remarkably uncorroded, which is strange, to say the least. But anyway, that's the way it goes, the way the cookie crumbles, or in this case, the metalwork. So, having got the screws out, have we got them all out yet? As I said, this wasn't mine, so I didn't know exactly how it came apart. I've taken out these 2 screws here and unscrew this knob. This is the play control. Now, this is quite interesting because it screws directly into the pinch roller. And you can see there, it's a nice long shaft. You can see when we get this thing out of the way, there's the pinch roller. There was a washer there. And the bearings, the bush, whatever you call it, bit dry. I think you can probably hear that. So, just sort of seeing where we are. Obviously got to take this panel off, but I wasn't sure whether everything was attached to the panel or what. So, remove that loop off the head, which is the record playback head, and taken the pinch roller off, so that it will clear. You can see there the felt pads that push the tape onto the heads, which are still intact, which is quite surprising. See the tape guides there are reasonably good, and you can see the heads. You can see into there if it'll focus. It appears to be almost like a compound clear compound head. Anyway, you can see the head's better here, and so that's the erase head, and they're not in bad condition, to be honest. And there's the record head. So I've got the panel off, and this is what we find. Now this is just the top. So you've got the brakes, and you've got the magic eye, and you've got brakes. Now over in the top, well, let's come down here. So there's the heads, and there's some cables. Now those cables are attached to various levers and to the brakes. So when you push play and record or whatever, they will pull the things away from the hubs. And here we got the identity switch, which is the record, playback, etc., fast forward, rewind. So most of what's going to be happening is going to be happening underneath that panel. And you can see what looks like a very modern micro switch, which has come into view a couple of times. This has not been played with for at least 40 years. I'll repeat that. So the fact that it looks like a modern micro switch is purely a case of they haven't changed much over the years. But you see here, this is I think it's a rubber or a leather brake, and you can see there that it's curled and permanent. It's gone rock hard and brittle, and there's the same on the other one. Now these are the rubber feet on the bottom for when it's sitting down, and they have gone rock hard as well. So they're not looking very good. You can see that one's the only one that looks anything like it should do. And let's see what else we can see. Roll it round. The vinyl's still very good. Now the feet that are on the, so you stand on the upright, they look okay, but they are, again, there is no compression in those. They are hard. And this, which you could hear, that is a foam bit to stop the top panel from sort of rattling. At this point, I've sort of decided it's not worth continuing with this, because if anybody wants to do restoration, they really don't need me breaking it beforehand. Yeah, it's with regret at this point I've decided to stop, because I wanted to get the chassis out so we could see what was underneath and how it all worked. But the trouble is, there's sort of bits of, well, hard stuff started falling out. And if anybody wanted to actually restore this machine, it helps if you haven't broken it before you give it to them. Now, I haven't got the equipment to deal with a tube thing of this age. I haven't got a manual, and I haven't got the isolation transforms and things you need. So I've decided at this point that I'm not going to go any further with it. However, if anybody out there would like to restore it, drop me a line, put it in the comments or whatever, and maybe we can see what we can do. It would be a real shame to throw it away. Well, you see the heads are good. I mean, as a project, it might be worth somebody having a play with. There's probably stuff available, but I don't know where it is, and I don't know how to get there. So, as I say, if anybody's interested in taking on a restoration project, I'm more than happy to supply it to them, and they can do what they like with it. But as far as that's concerned, I can't take it any further. I'm disappointed, but you know, it would be a shame to destroy it unnecessarily. But if nobody's interested, maybe I will take it apart further. Thanks very much. If you got anything from this video, maybe you'd like to like and subscribe. And if you didn't, then come back another time, see what else you can find out. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you another time. Bye bye.